Yeah. Sangye chedan soki chonam la chanju parso dani kyapsunche page jinso yebe sonam ki rola penjire sangye ndo parasho sangye chedan soki chonam la chanju parso dani kyapsunche page jinso yebe sonam ki Rola Panjara Sangye Ndo Parasho Sangye Chedan Soge Chonam La Chanchu Pardo Dani Kyabsunche Tage Shinso Yebe Sonam Ye Rola Panjara Sangye Ndo Parasho Samjen Tamje Deva Dan Devi Gyudan Dembara Samjen Tamje Dunga Dan Dunga Gi Gyudan Tawara Samjen Tamje Dunga Meb Dewa Dan Minda Warakyu Samjen Tamje Nirin Chadan Nidan Da Dan Nyumla Nebarakyu Samjen Tamje Dewa Dan Devi Gyudan Dembarakyu Samjen Tamje Dunga Dan Dunga Gi Gyudan Tawarakyu Samjen Tamje Dunga Meb Dewa Dan Minda Warakyu Simjin Tamje Niri Chadan Nidanda Nyumla Nebara Gyurji Simjin Tamje Dewa Dan Devi Gyudan Dembara Simjin Tamje Dunga Dunga Genjing Tawara Gyurji Simjin Tamje Dunga Meb Dewa Dan Minda Awara Gyurji Simjin Tamje Niri Chadan Nidanda Nyumla Nebara Gyurji Simjen Tamje Dewa Devi Yudan Dembara Gyurji Simjen Tamje Dunga Gi Gyudan Tawara Gyurji Simjen Tamje Dunga Meb Dewa Minda Awara Gyurji Simjen Tamje Nyere Chadan Nidan Nyumla Nebara Gyurji Sajbi Juji me do jam Shiro le ye de yan bandi Sangye Jindu Mendembo De Gunamda Jela Chebasha Idam Guru Ranamandala Kanye Atayami. Now English? You want me to do English?
I do have it. Do Geshe.
Also.
Until enlightenment, I go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the accumulation of the practices of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Until enlightenment, I go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the accumulation of the practices of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Until enlightenment, I go for refuge to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By the accumulation of the practices of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. May all sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from joyful bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. May all sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from joyful bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. May all sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from joyful bliss. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of bias, attachment, and anger. This ground spread with incense, adorned with strewn flowers, Mount Meru, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. I imagine as a Buddha land, and by offering it to you, may all living beings enjoy this pure land. Thus, meeting the teaching of the peerless teacher is due to the spiritual mentor's kindness. I dedicate this virtue for all living beings to be cared for by excellent spiritual friends. Iram Guru Radna Mandala Kam Niryata Yami.
Anghe tuje nyezong wal tawatam je pambe chire tambe chuni tunze pe kodam te la cha za lo. Ya da jiche 하정게 가보 마살에 두고 뒤치지 다든지 차디가 레스로와 아니 다 강가 즉 차차야 꼬라꼬라다 요 말대 차차야 당 아니 요가제야 당 된게 루종제야 때 미스베 개침부지레스 아니 루즘 텐데베 나와이다 셈나네 셈종 다 셈종 수디가라 녀몽비 초텔라 견돌타니 게베 초도 공터타야 아니 셈라 뽑아게야게 삼노타이데 pe 미스베 내침부차디 요레스 아니 lui nenjung jikpachire
Le dang kare.
lui la nenjung jikpa negin jikpa sape neyam chimbujiroa ani menji mekyo
Jikpa e.
non jikpa
Oh, lasso.
ani tichi yores teganla ani ta ko yunring bujade penjurgi thone kangal jite nyanga yores taman sonroegin nyanga tendi nyanga chimbu pe nyanga chimbures 인도 강갈로는 잡잡적하대 응고 저거대 뺀미스 개침버리스 강가 응고 저렇지 치로라 간주 미투드 재와이나 재와대 고 재외 돈은 돈야지 여르대 인지민지 투레 저거에 균이요 말이스
So we find ourselves at this very, very difficult period of time with this problem that we are all experiencing. Actually, it's something that at this point there's no cure for. It's something that can't be easily solved. And so at this time, it's especially important to, for us, as we're all in, to engage in certain activities in order to maintain balance and stability, both mentally and physically. For example, physically, although we can't be doing circumambulations and so forth, we can do prostrations at this time. We can engage in the yogas and do prostrations, and that will be very beneficial, actually, physically. But there's the mental aspect as well that we all need to attend to. We have both the physical health and the mental health to keep in mind. And as far as our mental focus at this time, we should turn inwards and we should look at the mind, look what is arising in the mind, and identify negative mental states. Identifying and acknowledging these mental states, we should then work to turn our mind and our activities to virtue in a way that we actually, rather than coming from a place of dejection or fear, we should be confident. We should be inspired. We should have a sense of courageousness and bravery. For it's very, very important that we don't succumb to fear. Fear from this physical disease, this epidemic that is out there right now, which there is no cure for. And so we especially must be, very brave at this time and courageous, but we also must be smart and know how to focus ourselves both physically and mentally. So not only does this current epidemic pose a threat to life and to health, Also, in the end, we look to see that actually in terms of our financial stability and in our economy, actually, there is perhaps to come some damage and difficulties for some time in the future. In the end, we should know that actually there is a danger to us if we contract this disease. And so it's very, very careful. Please stay inside. Please, I ask you to take preventative measures. At this time, it's very important that you do all you can to prevent from contracting this disease. So please stay inside. Think about what your activities, and although you may have great love for people and really care about helping them or really want to meet with them and be together with them at this time, as a preventative measure, I would implore you to please hold love and care for them in your mind, but please do practice this physical distancing.
Kaltichus Yonani tela megachi chas, Kaltichus menani tela megachi penzer sun race. Jusu yoade, Mongo cheade, me tute maje, Mongoje, Kala Chuchumboze, Lujon chea, Semjon chea, Semnan Proakea, Pupakeagi, Diche de any, Sem Gachos to Kagriade, that just yovadere. Also the tapsitane, me lepa pechotane, Semla Pupake juade, Shuj Ketchambore. Dijusu yore. Tad ne naze dung tamape dijudigala ta jusumere meni yomare tad ne naze dung sana che yomarwa. Chezan tel dini di la nis diri te kazimus juale sungare. Tanda ngazo joegi tapse yore. Di tapse di norma juede pe misibe kechimore. Mungo chede halebe kechimore. Ani zungate zundoyata so halebe kechimore.
Zungwa eh?
Masaya. Zumbandoya that take it. She was catching Sonam Saya, Tenipe, any ta oni Tana Yungri, the Indigo Pepe, Miss Ketchum Chadi or is.
And the Master Shantideva has said that said regarding this that we should put into practice through the means of the Dharma, that actually part of the practice of the Dharma is to preserve life and to protect life. And at this time, what does that mean for us in this present time in history? It actually means that we should practice social distancing. For actually meeting with people at this time would not be the Dharma that would preserve life, actually, because there is no cure for this disease. So we should actually, we should observe the measures that we need to do to safeguard ourselves and others. But we need to do this not from a place of fear, but from a place of confidence, of inspired confidence. And in this way, we then also should orient ourselves to virtue. These are the actions that we should follow after. If our actions that we are engaging in should be leading us to Dharma, these are the Dharma actions that we need to engage in at this time. We need to really use our brains here. We really need to think about it. Using our intellect and understanding what would be Dharma practice for this very time, then that's the Dharma that we engage in. Because at this time, there is an epidemic, very infectious disease. There is no medicine for this disease. And so at this time, just as Master Shantideva has said, that we need to use a method. We need to use methods to engage in Dharma. And one of the big methods at this time that we can use are preventative measures to prevent ourselves or others from contracting this disease. taking care of our physical and mental strength and balance, and then also doing our different practices and mantra accumulations and different rituals that we do, and as well as engaging in ways that we will be making the accumulation of merit. So these are the things that we need to be doing.
다 딘디 니가라다 에 가서 로종라 냠네 그 로종라 메파 요근 사마 달 로종 제기 뒤서 렘보 시부지레 데 바게 니메게 주율 칸도케 양서리요레
닉메 건다
주율 칸도케 양서 저기 저타에 디나라 주데 와 갑도는 디지저리요레 아 히나데와 초스고 판세 남카 강워쇼스 기부용들라 대화대니 배 심진 삼절랑원에 대외 디부디 심진 삼절랑원에 아니 펜바다 대화 남카 강워를 두스치네 디체네니 뭐야제야 누나 군지 둥알게서 감버쇼스 어떤디 몰람 개 뭐야제야요래 두부용디가라 심진 삼지기 둥알데 말민 산타니 민비 둥알데기 따버쇼 디기 매버 차와쇼스데 엔 둥알기 갸소 에니 감버쇼스 몰람 갸텐디요 어떻게죠 다 냠는체 로종 원이 책은 더바이 건지 딱 원이 단다 냠는체게 딱 원인 뒤를 봐봐래 미스베야 버래 기부연데 가서 에 텐데기 시라게 에 셈라 둥알 메디갈라 라투구마레 단다 그
가레가 건다
소소 기부여데 벤저단 튕긴 야보 여드갈라 둥알데 뭐차 투구 말와 둥알 원진 투구 말해 단다 점니 용수서 발라 둥알 딘디지 나르용드갈라 딱 뭐차 쳐야 레라보 시부지어래 어쨌든지 인드갈라 에 로종 냠는 책이나 딱 고갑 첨보레스 디스트라 당겨 말에 난데는 배자로 섬로당 곰갭 텐디체 뱀미스 디스 장포 차디오레.
And so for those with the wish to engage in the practice of mind training, training the mind, actually we now find ourselves in an opportunity with a lot of time to do this, a lot of time to dedicate to this. And as it said in terms of in the Yula Tantra la Yula.
저 칸도케 기안서데 빼자지요래. 빼자 충충지 저 당야. 어디니요래. 기나데와 초중고 판세 넘게 강워서 누나 군지 둥알 계속 감버쇼스.
And so what we need to do is we need to find the object of the way for this to become a practice of the Dharma. And so as it said that when times are happy and pleasant and I am in the midst of pleasure, may this pleasure be as vast as the sky and may I offer it for the benefit of limitless sentient beings. And at the time when I am experiencing great suffering, may I see this as the pain and suffering of all sentient beings ripening solely upon myself. And may my own suffering be the cause to dry up the ocean of suffering. And so as it is said in the scriptures like this time has come. We find ourselves now in this exact situation, this opportunity for us to take this time to do just as in this aspiration prayer. For at the time when we have no problems, when we're happy, the sun is shining, everything is good, we have all we need, we're having no money problems, then it's hard to recognize suffering. It's hard to identify it and really recognize suffering. But right now, worldwide, we cannot ignore the suffering that's going on. It is clear in front of all of our eyes, clear for us to see, clear for us to identify. And so please take this opportunity to engage, take this as Dharma practice and really work with it as mind training. Do not waste any time. Make sure that you're spending your time just as it was said in this aspiration prayer, at the time of suffering. When I'm experiencing suffering, may I take it as all sentient being suffering ripening upon myself, and may this ripening, my own suffering, dry up the ocean of suffering. So please take this to heart and use this time to engage in the practice of training the mind.
Wata tindi nigalata kasang cha chawe yang la tadang choba puri yang la cha bare sonsara re. Wata cha ne susula re yung tu la ani ta ne sumla re na lunga yusum ge tindi ta song samde samlo ta yade pe misiba kechim bore. Ne jila re tu la ta ti gala jede tindi ta song la ya samne lota yo marte ne sum de la lunga yusum de da sabe di pa de so ta song samda samta bayina koyang te pento je kezen ji yore. Teni choba kare jipulina choba de yu zembar matuba ranjingi matuba kaji mimi begin tepte ani choba pulina choba de ani pe di sonam de ani ishiki tsogi yun roya ji yore so nigi korang sonam janjuki semgi zina sonam gi tsogi yun roya zugu tupchen roya ani tongi tobe lue zinde pulina mimi begin de pulina chukutuye roya tendi kebare ora tendi gala tisu pe sabsab chawade pe misu kechembore es.
And so, as for the last time we met, when we were discussing the the practice of the 7 branches, we discussed the branches of prostration and making offerings. And we, in particular, discussed the practice of prostrations with the attention to the hands at the three places on the body, and representing the body, speech, and mind. And so when we're doing these prostrations, we can also prostrate as a way to focus our aspiration for the pacification of illness, the purification and pacification of this illness. And as well, when we're touching these 3 places of our body, we also can think, or if we're, touching the 4 places of the body. Also, we discussed the 4 places where we would place our hands before prostration. We can think at that time that all of the obscurations have been purified. And so the veils have been purified. One can think like this when you touch your hand to those 3 places. And this is a very beneficial visualization. And so when we also, in terms of the branch of offering, when we make an offering in the state of understanding that the object of our offering is not truly existent. So it is free from any intrinsic existence. If we make our offerings in the mental state, a non-referential mental state, actually it is said that this accumulation becomes both the accumulation of merit and the accumulation of wisdom. It's the accumulation of merit when we hold the mind of bodhicitta, the altruistic wish to benefit. But within, while holding that altruistic wish to benefit, we're also doing so within a state of non-referential awareness. And this becomes the accumulation of wisdom. And so with embracing bodhicitta, we have now accumulated the cause of accomplishing the form kayas. Within the state of non-referential awareness, we make offerings and we then gather the cause of the accomplishment of the Dharmakaya. So actually in this way, we gather the causes of both kayas.
다 숨바 샤베 연라들이 답변 내가 전부지리 샤베 연라디 아 치데들이 토마민네 달테 바르스 뒤리 케버다 뒤 토마 메베네 단데 버도 사시베 디바든 디바티기디 숨고아레 케버도 미기주 셈메 나스데 다 디바데 지바이나 데마타도 시마타도다 냐완로야 오다 디순고아레 셈메가 셈니 뉴모 왕기르베스 다 셈뉴모 왕도 줄네 다 텐디 미기주 제바다 디바탐제 샤브르기 세다다 쇼로가 지티디리 다 미기주 주세디가라타 지나 미게와 미게의 셈데 가져 열잖아 뉴몬 기티지통 열다 미게와 뉴몬 기티지통도 루디오나 라디체데 드나 미게주는 만디바지다 요마레 미게주는 디용거레 와타테 미게주 세디가라 루기코네 나바숨 ngakin namba ji ani lugi kone lu nga i kone ni sumde tere ta lugi kone karre sumde wada soch pa majimalam dobil lobriam ba ti sumde ta lugi kone re ta kanga mangchete ti haku go igire yebal lab jitingi lab go igimare 오다 타는 무슨 인적의 소지기요 말해. 다양 마시바제바당 굴롱균님 다 대리 개발 주어라 마시바제바다 밀 아니 삼진도 마인 바제바 소바 굴롱 마기보거네 다그
마세바제바
마시바제바 수시 시진도 마인 바제바
마세바
굴롱 맞은 바텐데 제나양 양이요래. 소제 예바데 보고 말해. 다 주릉은 주숨 창하잖아. 소제 예바데 빼 미시바 슈 전부 차고 하래. 오다 소제들라 제당고는 소제 봐. 아니 타도고는 제당고는 소제 봐. 드차고는 소제 봐. 디모고는 소제 봐. 양도 수케버려 온 거래. 오다 되게 대시고데 빼 미시바 개치 모르겠어.
And so next we have, within our 7 branches, we have the branch of confession, where it reads, and so this is the 3rd branch, I confess all that I have done from beginningless time until now, with my mind being under the sway of delusion, the 10 non-virtues, and the 5 immediate misdeeds. And so we're confessing everything that we have done, not only in this life, but in all of our former lives as well. And that's why it says here in the beginning, I confess all I have done from beginningless time up until this point, up until now. And it in particular lists the 10 non-virtues and the 5 immediate misdeeds. And so it says the 10 non-virtues here, and the 10 non-virtues actually are the condensed non-virtues. Actually, if we think about how many negative deeds there are, how many negative deeds we can commit, there actually are said to be 84,000 negative mental states, negative misdeeds. But when we bring them down to the root misdeeds, they can all be subsumed into the classification of the 10 non-virtues. And so there are the 10 non-virtuous deeds, which are the root of these 84,000 non-virtues. And then there are deeds that we have within, that we create mentally, physically, and verbally. So as far as the misdeeds through the body, there are 3. That are non-virtues, through the body, there are 3. Through the speech, there are 4. And through the mind, there are 3. And when we think about this, the 3 of the body, then they are killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. These are the misdeeds, the physical, the root physical non-virtues. And we take the first when we talk about killing. And and we should say also the 5 misdeeds that are spoken of, or the 5 grave misdeeds, are misdeeds that once we engage in, actually we go straight to the lower realm, straight to the hells, actually, for these 5 unredeemable acts. But with the 10 non-virtues, it's said that within killing, that we should not even kill a single thing, not even the littlest of bugs. And there are also different different situations where we may kill something. In some cases, we may unknowingly take a life. We may unknowingly kill something. And in this case, then, the negativity isn't as strong because we have done so unknowingly. But when we commit taking of life in a way that the 3 aspects of the preliminary aspect, the main aspect of the killing, and then the concluding aspect, if all 3 are present, actually, then this is a very, very strong misdeed. And so there are varying degrees of negativity when it comes to taking life. Then also we can commit, as it says here, my mind being under the sway of delusion. Not only under the sway of delusion, we may take life and kill under anger, hatred, jealousy, pride. There are many different reasons. And these all have a little bit different than concordant they carry different concording weight depending exactly on how the life was taken.
Jirang gonna soch bata malan to the gala soching in the Jirang gonna soch bare. Mani malandroni. Mami or I get ma jagara. They do Jirang gonna soch gore. Any shalachani so shadang, pakpadang, rugol chani soche the shagone soch bare. Any marchuche duasa. Marchuche. Marchuche to Timu soche, Mashijene, and it is a labgora. What that is Timu soche, patendere. That is Miruare. Soche, Sedigala, Jengi, Samjindu, Jengi Sotoya, Kunela, Muju saw the G, Tama and Be, Dison Sunday, Dijabana, Junjusum Chasa Sandu Ware, De Aboyamare.
So, for example, when we talk about the different mental states that might bring us to kill, to take life, those that are in battle and fighting in wars, for example, are killing others out of anger and out of hatred. Those who take life of animals and living beings and so forth to get the meat and bones and different body parts, then they're doing so under the sway of attachment, greed. Those that make offerings or sacrifice of animals or blood for religious sacrifice, offerings of religious sacrifice and so forth, are killing and taking life under the sway of ignorance. And so we can see that, there are different ways that, different mental states that can drive one to take life, but whatever the purpose, if one prepares to do this, one knowingly then takes the life, and in the end, there is the recognition from the one who took the life that said, oh, okay, now, the deed is done. I got it accomplished, mission accomplished. This then is the third factor in qualifying that all three aspects of the deed are complete. And now actually the negativity and the weight of taking life in this way is very is very heavy, is very strong.
Ota majimba lemba sidugala ta mi yungo tene tan jamne lenya sete so ngonjin chigore majimba lemba tala sum yore mone chana sum yore ani majimba lemba tan jamne yonda te chikche te ganla ani 총 gamne ani yani kega dane kega chimbuchine pecha teso kega chimbuchine chikcheji doa teso yuegone majimba lemba labre ani chepagene mi gani chepagene pecha penjur mangbuleya tate so pombuto so yoya nyagayore trape lembas gamne lemba majimba lemba toskuwa majimba lemba la sumyore
laso tanko drixon
jamne lemba yue lemba trape lemba trapo
okay
wang chenele nilengi yoro
laso
ode this sumka tape kumitana dugo ares
okay laso di tanko di serbodo di pena som gap ne dene gokortanya
yue gone gokortanya de yue gone lembare
laso di serbodo
ani trape lemba sudigala tap pombodan tezugi chepachigido chepachene peshalingi orwa
oh laso
tezu chepagya tezu chepa tsumme bagena nyepayore yulti de rembaji gena ko nyepaya marayang
laso
otola takpe lembalare lamrim peche tena ta tezu konga kumenal dugo ore
laso tene wong okay di
wangi lembazana takpe lembazana odi mi pombo tezu chepagya de
okay tene nima tokani trimendo
chidin jamne lembaz de yundu mi thongmoju kumage gdo
oh laso
otelan jamne lembala bre
okay
tate yondare jamba nilem mi yonda tikmarwa
And so then we move to the second of the non-virtues, the physical non-virtues of stealing, taking that which has not been given to one. And actually within this category, there are like different, like three different classifications of stealing. I don't know, I hope that you can see me. I know I have a window behind me. Hopefully it's okay. So there is, for example, a kind of cheating or tricking someone. For example, when people are selling things, if they say they're selling you that something is a gram or an ounce, it's really not that weight, and they're kind of tricking you, and they're cheating you out of what they're selling, and you're paying a higher price. And so that is kind of like a misrepresenting like the product, and so they're tricking you. And that's one, that's one category of stealing, through kind of cheating someone, through tricking them. And then there's embezzlement. So for example, people within the government, that have political, like a position, or, be it, whatever their position, government or office or job, they embezzle the money. And then that's the second category. And then in the third category, it's like stealing through force, or taking, like when someone isn't there, like robbing you, like burglary. And so there are those three forms of stealing, or taking that which is not given.
Oda dusche ta kumache ta loyam sidigala ta susi samayimba jem pume keba pume kande lonchana ta te ti 아니 다 로염 차고래 아니 자연이나야 미산주디 간라 파마고 와당 랑게니 베 땡기 통도 땡데베 티저제나 양 로염 누구와래 자연이나 어떻게서 잡잡자고라 가서 윤도 떠나마자지 아니 내가 나라 땡구숭장에서 야보여 말해 땡지기요 말해
Pena ani nipadi di pama dang pingyap.
파마라 자자이나다 티저제를 파마 꼬바이나 양 예바용 거래 로염 차고 거래 자자이나 엔 땡기 중도 티저제바이나 로염 차고 거래 대수지겸 아니 내가 나라 땡구수 마타나 야거레스
Nyekang nangla? Oh, nekang nangla.
내가 나라 땡구수 마타나 야거레스 땡구수 타야 코나 초강자데 줄두지자 내가 나라 수수 빠라 덴데르 자나자 마도 라마단 덴디게 빠르자교 말레스 그 자자 인디가라 수수 티저지기로 와 애닌데 된 티저데 애니베 예바 지고 산로나 야보 말와
And then we have the third category of physical non-virtue, which is sexual misconduct. And sexual misconduct, again, has like several categories, several like things that are associated with the place or the time or the person with whom you're having sexual conduct. And so sexual misconduct, when one is having sexual contact with someone else's spouse, someone else's partner, that's sexual misconduct, and that's something that we should not do. When someone is having any sexual conduct with one's relative, with one's father and mother, this is an extremely grave misconduct, actually, and this is something that one should not do. One should not have any sexual conduct within a sacred place. A temple, a shrine room, or something like this. And as well, in the place where one does have sexual conduct, then there should not be representations of the three jewels. If there are statues or representations of the three jewels or pictures of one's Lama, one's spiritual teacher, then those should be put somewhere else. Those should not be in the place where one has any sexual conduct. And so all of these actually are in the category of sexual misconduct, and in certain cases, then these are like very grave misdeeds that actually have very strong repercussions.
리기고는 대순들에서 대순을 지고 사서도 소져버려 대텔 중세 양아데 맞임발렘 바래 텔이 양아데 로얌 차대요래 리기고 숨데 나망아마이 지단 치마치마 양아 차대요래스 지양기 제버텐지자고래스
Dene lugi tone dene tangpo di sochepa
소져버든 지고 사셔래
jigo sashure ani dene nipa di
맞임발렘바 대순바 로얌래
So also within when we talk about non-virtue, within these categories, these three main categories of non-virtue, the physical, mental, and verbal, when we think about the physical non-virtues, they also, within those three, killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct, they also have varying degrees of weight or heaviness of negativity, of being, the first one being the most severe is killing, the taking of life. So it is the heaviest, and they become a little lighter in terms of the negativity that one collects as we go down the list. And then the second, a bit lighter than that, or less grave, we could say, is stealing. And then the least of all would be sexual misconduct.
나고네 준 참마 지주 나 칼즈리 지레 준데다 미칠라메 때나네 준 첨보자데 미칠라메 준제 배나 미칠라메 준 시디갈라타 배나 또바메라 또바연도도 저게 제나 미칠라메 준도 두고아래
Tunpayu.
배나 또바 가로지 깨게 막 또바 율리 막겨라 마치지 또바 키디 니시 숨여세지도
Oh, lasso.
아니 네 배제 아버지 시그마라 시기연도 전에 시부지 이 시기연들 라비나 준차 걸어 마실 시기연잖아 어떤 미줄라면 준제
Oh, lasso.
같이 미연에 배 고걸 당해야 돼 최그 토는 고걸 당해야 되는데 제바이나 준첨보래
Oh, lasso.
어떤 따뜻해서 추바당 라마 게시 때그 영녀가요 그래서 잠마치신 최생은 더 좋다니 영녀가요 그래 그래서 삽삽적거래 아니 타마스디가라 미 참보니 벌을 다 두신 게 아들에 참보매야서야 준 타마 지줍제대 땅아서 미치디지라 칭은셔야지요라 어다 때리 때는 아칼스디가라 미 펜네메게는 뒤인다에게 까지 셴 누구도
아
펜은 유니메게 펜받은 너바마 뒤서 통바배 뒤서 강가 겐도야 까지 셔야지요라 어때는 마찰라 그래
lasso.
어때서 양다 추바질라 빼미시바 게 차디로아 티치기요 말해라래 내 집에 지기하나 양치한데 ngamangamalchi chima yangare yangsho de ngakalje
So then we have the non-virtues of speech, and within the non-virtues of speech we have lying, divisive speech, harsh speech, and needless gossip. And so when it comes to lying, especially the grave lies or mistruths that we tell that have any relation to the Dharma are said to be especially avoided, very severe. For example, when we lie about having realizations, like spiritual realizations that we have not had, or reaching levels of practice that we have not reached, that we have really understood the deep meaning of a spiritual text when we haven't maybe read it or understood it. These are the gravest of some of our lies. And so when it comes to lying, misrepresenting our spiritual abilities, both students and teachers need to be careful, especially lamas and spiritual teachers can really, there's a danger here that they fall into this category. And so we must be very, very careful about not misrepresenting our knowledge, abilities, and realization of the Dharma. And so the first category are telling lies, telling things that are not true. And secondly, we have divisive speech. And the gravest divisive speech is so what divisive speech means is when we divide people. Perhaps there were people who were getting along very well, they were harmonious, and then we say things so that they become inharmonious or unharmonious. We split them apart. This is a very grave divisive speech. And then we have harsh speech is when we curse and use, really, mean and strong language. When we're, for example, degrading something or someone, we use very harsh speech. We go about it in a very severe way. This is harsh speech. And then we have meaningful or useless gossip. This is when we spend our time on and on, talking about things that are not beneficial, that are not meaningful, and much time is just passed and wasted away. And this is idle gossip. And so just like within the three, within the physical killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct, just as the first was the gravest and the last was the lightest, is the same within these four of speech. So again, they were lying, divisive speech, harsh speech, and idle gossip.
근데 이 룽아 기준데라 아니 저런 주숨 상마상 지리 연구하래. 대인들가 저런 주숨 마상나 양아래. 상소나 지고 차래. 룽아 기준데라.
And so again, for both body, for activities of the body and the speech, when all three aspects of the deed are complete, the kind of the preparatory stages, the act itself, and rejoicing that one has done it. When all three of these are present, it's a very, very grave, actually, misdeed. So it's better if we don't have all three of these complete if we are committing one of them.
다나 다 이기 숨들에 다 빼잡잡지 거래. 이 나네 납셈 뇌셈 로타레. 다 납셈 시디가라 미 유이나다 가레나다 텔라 나 톱나 냠바 삼로 코리아데 납셈레. 데네 뇌셈 시디 파조들라니 베 너베게게 삼로 코리아데레. 데니 로타 시디가라 애니 맹엔질레 요레스임데 타와다낭 요알라 애니 베 춘춘지 요알라 첨부 요알이 베 메발레 요버트베 타와다 로타지레 로타다라 론도 로타다 훈데 로타 니레 론도 로타 시디가라 메발레 요버타바 론도 로타레 훈데 로타지데 요발레 메버타와데 훈데 로타레 다 레군데 요 마르잖아 뭐요 니즈나 레군데 액션 레 유든 디부 요르와 레 요르와 액션 요르와 매 타와데 론도 훈데 로타레 후르와테 버레 요발 후르와테 소레 다 론도 로타데 메발레 요버타벨 타와데레 남파 차잖아 지진체 바보 누구요 말아 요 말아 셈레 줄도 제바부지 요 말아 제자 다 제바보테 지진체 바보테서 에 메발레 요버타 인자 훈데 로타 차바레 미기쥐나니 로타데 훈데 로타데
미게추에
미기쥐나는 로탄도와
어두두
어때 훈데 로타데
And so then we come to the non-virtue of mind. And within the non-virtues non-virtuous thoughts, mental states, then there are three: covetousness, ill intent, and wrong view. And when we take the first, covetousness is when we want what someone else has, be it their possessions, their position, their finances, their money. When we want something that someone else has, we're desiring it, we're coveting it. This is the first of the categories of the non-virtue of mind, the covetous mind. The second is malicious or evil intent. This means that we have ill intent. We look towards someone else and we wish something bad for them. We wish for something negative to happen. This is a malicious attitude, wishing evil on others. This is the second, ill intent. And then the third non-virtue of mind is wrong view. And when it comes to wrong view, then there are a few different categories of wrong view as well. There is the wrong view of attributing something where that something doesn't exist. There is denying the existence of something that does exist. And so, for example, we can take this thought or this attitude, this like point of view. So, for example, we have karma, cause, and effect. So we have action and a fruition from that action. When someone can see, well, an action has been done, but they deny that there will be any repercussion, that there's any result of that action, they are then denying the existence of something that exists. This would fall into that would fall into one of the categories. So then we have the other one, taking something that doesn't exist and attributing it to exist. For example, as Buddhists, then, within the Buddhist thought, then we understand that there is a no almighty creator. So if one were to say there is an almighty creator, then this would be attributing something to be existent where it is not. So, for example, we don't have this almighty creator that really rules our mind. This doesn't exist. But when we say that it is the almighty creator, then again, we fall into one of these categories of wrong view. And so within the 10 this falls within the categories of the 10 non-virtues, this wrong view.
Wata tindi indigala ngama yanga dan chima da chiri hurnde jigo sashoro loltade.
Mm-hmm. Again, as before, the first one within the list is the most grave misdeed, the grave of the mental non-virtues. So that would be covetousness. That is gondak ani geshela gondak. That's
mama napsemde yangmure.
Oh, laso.
Nasemre. Teli jigo sade loltare.
Oh, laso. Di dokchore. Okay.
Dokchore.
Oh, laso.
So
we need to be careful here. This last, the negativities and non-virtues of mind are actually reversed. The last is the most grave, and the first was the least, had the least gravity here. So wrong view or lokta, this is the most severe or the most grave. And then malicious intent was the next in terms of severity, and the least grave would be covetousness.
Ta ilila chesa changwa kyabre ilila pe yungu jusung changsore ile samata tagaran yungu jusung changsore pe misiba sabsab jor kati ne ite da gyabga pe nega chimbore tela chiang tsie yo mare ilila yungu jusung changda ile igile jiyorwa jigo sabur tumdu war
Ilede.
Oh. lunga gidinla jwa thana ngoji matha ngoji thana ju matha yongo arwa ilele te yongo marda ile ina chesa thame lembi khabre
ola so
pe misi bazab che goris kadi na sem da gyab ze ne ga te tu goris.
So here Geshe La says we must be very, very, very careful to watch what's happening in our minds. Because actually when it comes to our thoughts, our intentions, actually all three stages are complete. For example, within the physical and verbal activities, there were three stages. We may not have all three complete. We may not have contemplated it, but we might have done it. We might have contemplated it, but might not have done it. We might have done the first two, but then not said, oh, this is great, mission accomplished. Very possible when it comes to physical and verbal things to be incomplete actions. But mental things are complete actions in and of themselves. They become complete karmas. There's no way that all 3 stages are complete. It's always complete. So you must really, really take good care and always watch what's happening in your minds.
세면산에 개와치나 투첨보 아니 미거잖아 투첨보 차고로
The gewe chane
개와치는 저나 세면산에 개와 뱀미스바 뉴바첨보리 아니 미거잖아 다가나지 뉴바첨보리 샘 하정 주번 일부 인사 이런 건 주숨 띄지도 좀 두고 와래
So when it comes to the activity of the mind, the mind is very powerful, be it oriented in the direction of virtue or non-virtue. The virtuous mind is very powerful, and the non-virtuous mind as well is very powerful. And as it is such that the mind is predominant, this karmic action of thought is really, all-encompassing, is predominant. This is why it is so powerful, and we must be very careful.
어다 된디인다다 대주고도 세명아래 파세파 마세파 라좀바세파 아니 이긴딩게 엔체파 디지 샤베쿨랑에선게 타중하세데 따디 마래 다 단디뒤라 디지 샤베쿨랑에선게 타중하데 용해요 마래 덤바요 마라 주요 마라 아니 제마지들 섭섭죠 거래 파세파 용초그래 마세파 빼 용야 녀가요래 아니 근데 엔제도 용야 녀가요래 다 좀바데 인산 또 스콘 치니기래 다 좀바시라요 맞은 제요 말와 이나 다 좀바 수인 수명 가서 시금 말와 섭섭죠 땜미스 개점 버리지
맞아 아니 게실라 디 캅수 페나 겐든라 아니 돈다 카셰도 아니 데 캅수 겐든 세나 아니 카레 코와 카레란 거래
겐든 시드갈라타 마란조
페나 조르제 트루드룩 아니
마란조 다 추로낭 반준 두신도나 디고 말와 상가 멤버
라소
어다 때주 두신이
추드룩
오,
야, raptu chungwa lama den.
Nang pansun ne be dusin gabina, gin puba gabina, te be gin du yenzre, satela ne be lodo demna leto mi kesi gore. Tende gin ba chimbuti gore.
Lo tok meke.
Oh. Gin du enje se jidela lodo be ningi o marla gore. Tende gi tabe nyeba chimbuti gore.
Okay.
미시베 내가 좀 버렸지. 이제 가서 다 잡잡적어도 뺏게 좀 버려.
And then we have the 5, let's see how it's said in our, the 5 immediate misdeeds. So we finished with the 10 non-virtues, and now back to the text. We are confessing also the 5 immediate misdeeds. As we've said, these are the very, very, very strong negativity. These are unredeemable. And these 5 are killing one's father, killing one's mother, killing an arhat, splitting the Sangha, and then drawing blood from the Bhagavan, from the Buddha. So at this time, actually, the 5th one is something that we actually don't really have the opportunity to commit this grave misdeed, because at the time, we don't have the fortune to be at the time where the Buddha is alive. But all of the others, we do indeed, we are in danger of committing these, so we must understand that they are unredeemable acts. It's possible for us to kill our father. There's a great danger that we could kill our mother. As far as, or kill an arhat, take the life of an arhat. And when it comes to splitting the Sangha, this fourth, this is something that we must be incredibly careful about. And what we must know here is that when we talk about splitting the Sangha, this means our Sangha community, Sangha members, as well as our ordained Sangha. We can split them within their own category or split them apart. We can split our Sangha members from the teachers. We can split our Sangha members apart, our Sangha community. We can divide them, cause division within the Sangha. This is a grave, grave misdeed and something that we should be very, very, very careful about. So maybe let's take a take a 5-minute tea break, knee break.
Yeah.
And come back.
Yeah. Ta sem nyumo wang gi di batam je shabar gi ze da rang sem gi jewang do son. Sem nyumo bo wang do son na di ba ma ta gewa che ko ga bia marwa. Teni digala ta tende digpa sidide digpa chewe na kare re so dungal tigro dungal mindo yenza digpa de sha guro ta sha ta kare zen sidigala nimbu tobji go ne sha gore es ta tes lagores.
And so, as it says in the text, I confess all that I have done with a mind being under the sway of delusion. And so when the mind becomes controlled by negative emotion, automatically it just goes to say that we will not be involved in virtue. There's no chance to accomplish virtue. And once we have fallen under the sway of negativity and commit non-virtue, then the result of that in the future will be to experience an unfavorable condition, suffering, pain, misery, something actually that we don't want. And as we don't wish to go through pain and suffering, then we need to confess our past negative misdeeds through the 4 powers of confession.
Chazantati shabache de karzna mazo sabe mi singinde condition dewan de again zungal midokin chadiorwa mi rajinde dewan de again zungal midokin te mi kanga chikure ta sudejina zambulin condition nga zungal dokin du zelangan suchi yomare ta mi kebar karyerzna zidu ki yude zidu de singinde randange tumuma imbi yulesene tubaisi yuso changma yul di lengin Geshe mashi kebarta chimbo yare maso dungal minde ba chikpa chikyare zambuli mi kanga inaya devi yude tumashi dungal gi yude ta kombe wanga ene pe yude la ene pe ngamngam shushu kunju roya jinga so yongu do wase te lo kombe wangre penang azutap mige wachela suchila labu amare kanga diri thumpo sechi chade ore yongsu sopa ta devi gyude tu khabo tenga so komba me te terwa di chunju ne tesundo dung dewan dokyam timu pe rangi dewan raltharan joms
Yonkirchik
dewan dokyam timu pe rangi dewan raltharan joms sam yarkap ni yarkap sosu yarkap jimbin rade chomgura dina jing anzo masibo wangi timu wangi dewi gyudu chomsha gora dana jinchin dewi gyudu chumgura dewi gyudu kompel tangora dungal gyudu chomgura dungal gyudu meso gora 시작게 침보래.
Mm.
매어서 탑대 다 샥바제야 탑 약속도 차대요.
Mm. Mhm. And so we need to engage in confession, confessing our faults and our misdeeds. And this is because actually one thing can be understood about all people, and that is that they don't want to suffer and that they want to be happy. There's no one who gets up one day and says, I want to have pain and misery today. I want suffering. I want to have a suffering experience. There's no one that really wishes to have that. And so there actually, though, are differences, two different kinds of people. There are people who understand what is the cause that they need to accumulate in order to have happiness, and those who don't know what to do, what are the causes to collect to experience happiness. There's those that know and those that don't know. To those that know what it is that causes happiness, they will naturally then have a mind that tends to engage in virtue because they don't want to suffer. Who is it in this world actually that wants to suffer? It's no one. Actually, the problem is that we wish to engage in virtue and wish to have happiness, but actually we're not habituated to virtue. It's not second nature to us. And as it is said in the scriptures, those that they wish to have virtue, or they wish to have happiness, while they wish to have happiness, they run around constantly destroying the very cause of happiness, destroying what will bring them happiness, like an enemy. They destroy the causes of happiness, like defeating an enemy. So actually, if we wish to have pleasant experiences, happiness, a good life, a good and happy life, then what we need to do is we need to accomplish virtue. We actually need to work to increase that virtue. But what do? We actually are constantly annihilating it like we would an enemy on a battlefield. And so what we need to do is we need to know the methods and what it is that we need to accomplish to bring ourself happiness. And what we need to destroy is destroy that which brings us suffering.
topji karare sidigalata number sunjimbe top sari chikche nyembu kunni chobe top sari niba deche nyeba lalar dobe top sari sumba che tengi top sari top jireta
Di tangpo yonker
number sunjimbe top ta dikpalan gyubache yasre number sunjimba as kaje dikpala kyondu tane ta junju na payo gi liu kala dikpala kyondu tana payo legiris lagdwa ta kaje nyomola kyondu tamadumna number sunjimba yoye yomare number sunjimba ta top jinane nenga chesho de chadiore
And then when it comes to confessing then our misdeeds, because confession is actually one of the very best ways to destroy that which brings us suffering. It is the best method to destroy that which brings us suffering. So we do so through these 4 powers. And then we have the power of regret, the power of resolve, the power of action taken as an antidote, and the power of support. And the first power, the power of regret. Actually, when we were going through the chapter in The Way of the Bodhisattva on heedfulness, on carefulness or vigilance, then in that chapter it spoke about being very heedful and watchful of what's happening within one's mind and identifying one's afflictive mental states and actually identifying them as something that is unacceptable, something that is not helpful, something that is a problem, something that is not desirable. So we actually must first see these afflictive emotions as something that is wrong, something we really need to do something about, or we'll never get to the first of the 4 powers, which is the power of regret. So without heedfulness to what's happening within our mind, we won't recognize our negativity as negativity, and therefore regret won't come. And actually, when it comes to regretting something that we've done within the 4 powers, this first power, it is said to be the most important of the 4.
저상 교파스인데 그 견도 맞잖아. 교발레에 엄마와 녀몬도 견도 도나 녀몬도 다이 자와 가네지잖아. 녀몬 쪽이 자와 집어달라 소소르는 마대진 교바 연구로와.
conduct, that's Jason.
녀몬 쪽이 녀몬데 소소다 아마 공배왕의 쇼레나 다시 다이 현도 통인자 아카 당의 집에 제 말에 제 쇼선된 교바기로와. 교파스인데 뱀 미스베게 전부 잘해. 교파들라 chen dinijaro pejinala misum tu jengizeza kala tu yemdegen kalaji misum giza ji nani shisarji ji nani yowaji tam manakhodela 가족인 교bat kala dezanin 교발리기로와 어떤리긴 교박 우여라래 지dumila 제베더지게 디에타 삼바나 교바체네 타바 인서스무레 디바타 마타데 디발라 견도스타는 교바유멜라 투바레 디 톱 치마지데 톱돈 로민도데 교바유멜라 투바레 순짐데 톱디 유멜라 페미스베케 침바레
And so when it comes to regret, if we haven't seen something that we've done as wrong, identified and acknowledged that what we've done is wrong, why would we regret it? First, we have to see that it was the wrong thing to do or say or think. We have to see why it was wrong, and only then will we regret it. And so actually we should come to the point where when we find ourselves afflicted, we can all of a sudden say, oh, recognize it, say, oh gosh, look where my mind is. I just, I'm ready to fly off the handle. I just, fell under the sway of that one pretty easily. And, I'm in the danger zone, really have to stay away from that and regret it, that your mind even went there for a second and really regret it. And that's a really important thing to be able to do. Really, from the depth of your heart, regret that you even went there in your mind. And there's an example that's given within the scriptures. And so it's the example of the three companions who were eating together, and they all ate poisonous food. They all ate the same poisonous food. 2 of them got sick and died. And the third one, it hadn't hit him yet. He wasn't sick yet, but he knew what was coming. And so the regret that you would feel knowing what's in store for you, like you had eaten poison that will soon take your life, that's how deeply and sincerely we should regret whenever we are afflicted or have some kind of a negativity. As Jetsun Milarepa has said, in terms of the difference between whether or not a negativity can be purified, the difference in being able to purify a misdeed all lies within whether one regrets or does not regret. And so really, when it comes to these four powers, what really lends the weight to whether one's confession will be powerful or not is whether one really truly has regretted what one has done.
대화치는 모람 지어래. 자면대 문서래. 대화치 모람 잡아줄게. 어때나? 교법면나 샤피 미자베라래. 교법면이나 샤바가서 집에이나 딱 말해라래.
And so also the master Zapatul Rinpoche in the prayer, the Dewa Chen prayer, said that without regretting a misdeed, it matters not how many times one engages in confession, the misdeed will not be purified. So without regret, you can confess and confess and confess, but it will not be purified. Whether it becomes cleansed and purified depends on whether you are regretful.
니바데 님부꾼디 쳬베 떠브레. 단 교바슈 첨보에 앵요몰라 견도 통 녀모 판데기로 양 따바 셈네 엉엉 슈슈게 계기에나 다 때는 때가는 교바 녀모 교왕아마 토만메바니 집에 니가 어쩌다 셈행 알아서 봐 되게 집에 교바슈 첨보지야이나 개와 칸데시 제가이나 답에 차차난다 꼬라꼬난다 아니 숭아타난다 돈돈난다 가와 룽아 개가와 칸데시나 데 님부꾼이 좀 섭라 누구아래 너두그래 때마다 백 가버렸다 람린 처음에나 님부꾼이 좀 섭들라 주장도 주 된대기 마다지 차차래 꼬라꼬라 돈돈야 숭안돈야로 서봐 주야래 아니 람린 처음 기부 충무서 참네 주단다 기분 딩은 고델레요라 또지데 어떻게 하는지 때로다 하고 그래서
나서 페체 땅보 가리리
람림 처음 람림
충무
제르무 첨보
오케이 첨보
기부 충은 주 기분 딩은 고다다데요래
라소
어디로 계란서 양양도 집차이는 됐다지
강강이 케부 순당 들와
기부 충무서네로와 저데 기분 딩 고참용데 기부 충은 주 다다데요래
라소
기부 충은 주 저로부지 되어다
okay
objide
laso. And so then next we come to the second power, which is the power of fully applying the antidote. So when we, from an intense regret, we then, for what we have done, we then engage fully in Dharma activity, such as prostration, circumambulation, reciting mantra, reading our texts and reciting our pechas and practices. Whatever it is we do through our body and speech, whatever virtue we do through our body and speech with a strong, sincere attitude, it is said that those can serve for this purpose of the second of the four powers, fully applying the antidote, the action of the antidote. And actually, if you go into the stages of the path text written by Jetsun Kappa, the great stages of the path, you'll see that there are actually 10 examples. Dene pe chu yore. Gewa dental chu.
Gawa ta nyimbu kuni chobe top chedan de la mara chu ore estinala.
So it lists 10 of the different activities that you can engage in that will then serve this purpose of fully applying the antidote. And as well within the text, there's some, I didn't completely understand, but there's some correlation also with, we have the individuals of the lesser capacity and the middling capacity. And so there's a relationship there as well. Gonda Geshe di kebu chung dang dringi drawana.
Kibu chungu shegirwa. Kibu chungu zoto chedi topji di shegor.
Okay.
Kibu ding ngota ta tereta.
Dene di
topji sarang kibu chungu sar songre. Deni kibu ding chu ngor.
Okay.
Ti labi no konzo pecha de ra le la chagorwa. Topji de.
Okay. So you'll find it within the section that is explaining how the division and the correlation between the lesser individual. So once they have completed the complete application of the antidote, then this kind of finalizes the lower stage. So Geshe said, in any event, if you look in that section, it's within that section of explaining the differences between the lesser capacity individual and the middling capacity individual that you'll find these 10 means of applying the antidote.
아니 동이 곰야다 간사가 담에 곰야다 저쪽 간가 간제 넘버 순짐에 떠올라 누구 알아 어다 대수지 간제 넘버 순짐에
동이 당닥메 곰파델라 카리
대전 넘버 순짐에 떠올라 요레스 누구레스
오케이
다 차차나 코란로나 코난다 도자몬드난다 시진로난다 아니 동이 동바다 냠부 말에 냠부 꾸니 좀 떠블란 누구래
라소 not 순진비도
냠부 꾸니 좀 써. 냠부 꾸니 좀 세드가라 뇽몽 좀 이야기라 땅 아주 개와지바데 뇽몽 냠부 누구로와 뇽몽 로다 만로데 남에 겨슴 요멜라 투바레
라소 And so when we are completely applying the power of the antidote, this is for the purpose of completely destroying and overcoming the negativity which came from the afflicted mind. So here we've listed activities such as prostrating and circumambulating and reading the text, but also the Dharma activities such as the meditation on emptiness, the meditation on selflessness. All of these serve the same purpose. And so therefore, these would also be activities of this second applying the antidote, fully applying the power of the antidote.
Nepal lardo beto sumpadre Nepal lardo basi tende indugala tap tanizunde nyumonde gyundu thonginda nyumota chincheni zawani chigmen zane domsem kedre taine nyumong chungsajina zawani chigmen sede ta domsem kya
And then we have the third power, and this is the power of resolve, the power of resolving to not again repeat the action, the misdeed, that which you are admitting and regretting. It is the mind that pledges that from this day onward, I will not become angry again. I will not have hatred again. It is the mind with a strong vow to not repeat the action, or for example, not again fall under the sway of becoming afflicted. And so this is a mind with a really strong resolve not to repeat the action.
자상 알아서 미 리지라 아니 가르소래 엘라지 연댕에 비넛 엘라지 연댕에 미지기 비넛 땐 싸워있는 자금에서 땀시치기로 와. 그 가르잖아 디 자나 소소 내기 와서 소소 통으로 와. 아마 자는 나는 교박기 살아 와. 제가 domsem생인데 뺀 싸워있는 지기면서 땀자 땜부리다 땜부고 와래. 때 다즈 배 너바 여디 제 너바 메디 미제 말에 띠 까띠는 답에 지금면서야 템포고 가래.
So we can make an example here. If you think of someone who has an allergy to peanuts, someone who has in the past gotten sick from peanuts and knows that this is a severe allergy and knows what would be the result if they ate peanuts again. That person saying, never, ever again will I eat peanuts. They know what the experience has been in the past, and they know what will come if they eat them again. And they say, I will never, ever eat peanuts again. And so this is a really important point here. What we're saying is such a strong resolve to never do it again. Not to never do it when I have the willpower to fight it off, not to never do it if, like I'll do it if only when, I'll not do it only if kind of I'm in the mood, if I don't feel like it. No, it doesn't matter whether you want, like whether you have the willpower or don't, or whether you have the wish or don't, it's I will never again, period. And so that's a really important point about resolve.
담자 땜보고 와서 일레멜라 담자지 고치고 말해. 담반 남게 군진자한 집에 디스어래. 담반 남게 캐제 메제진 깔레카위 캐진 랑규나 돌 리모티 바타 부르기를 라브래. 담바제도 캐바시고라. 캐바도 따가서 킬링 말해스. 그지 킬레마이나 애니베 더 리모티 바나진데 마도 애니베 지갈 담 탈레간라 리모티 디바당 출레 리모티 바나진 용구 말해라. 더 리모티 바는 수카버와. 추 리모트는 람산스 숲그로와. 탈레간라 리모티는 룬숲다는 숲두그로와. 더 리모티 바나진 땀자템 보고 와래. 대 남바 순진베 톱대 야보 용거래. 켈렌 빼 진짜 땐이 미쳐서 켈렌데 빼템 보고 와래. 맞아. 가르쳐 와래. 남바 네발랄라도 톱대 시거와. 세상 아주 교바가 말해 domsemde tamja tempo gores
Hola, so
tamban namge kunjin jan jiben disu gores tamban eje mejejin kalde kawe kejin langona zol remote baltabur girus tamban
hola, so yeah, okay, kaje so
ibo to tagazo kelengi mares kelena yani chu remote bada damla remote bana ji maimba zol remote bana ji res
kare nangshin re
zol remote na su khabo yorwa 어째상 아주 캘린디아 돌 리모트 바나진지 캘린체 구고레스.
Okay. So in terms of making a commitment and pledging to not repeat the act, we actually have to really vow and pledge in such a strong and stable way, as if between the difference between painting on water or etching into a stone. And so, for example, as one great master said, that the great masters, when they make a pledge, they make a pledge like a pledge that would be etched, like a pledge that would be etched on stone, not like writing on the surface of water. So when we etch on the surface of a stone and make a picture, this is something that will stay for a long time. But if we write on the surface of water what's happened, it dissolves instantly. It's not stable and lasting. And so if we agree to do something or pledge to ourselves to not do something, then we have to do it not like painting on water, but like taking like etching tools to stone.
Chu remote chulba jiona khomya chadura lemsang subdura ani thalegan remote na lunsu mayang pordon degire de lunsu china te subdura no remote na remote ti khabore de ti sar de su khabora ngaranzo chik nyomong la kyondu tane ani pe khelen kyondu matona khelen de sembu yongwa mare kyondu thona gyesan jike kyondu thong 대지바이나 다 진진에 이 수서 누구도 땡자완인 찍으면서 삼로도 코르투구라 네 어떤 데지 구구하래 말아서 개와체야라 시라게 강할 태기도
개와체야
개와체야라 강할 수비 태기도 가정에서 뉴몬을 껴는 마통 다 들어와 개와체야라 배 강할 망부 연구도
Oh, lasso. Pena?
Pena, Gawache, Tirinchana, oh, then the Sangichana, Nangichana Chichi Gaje and Duga. Any Soraya Wuji, the Gala, these are the Shibuji. And it's Sora the last one, young Gawach Maje Deshagdoa. They are Martabak, Gundu, Zumba Chui Gunjina Chegore.
Gundu.
Oh,
Chunpa?
Zumba Chuigin. Kundana Muji this year.
Lasso, this.
Kundana Mujian this year. Jumatone Quebec Covante. Carsa. Jasum Nancy Jembe Yan Baker. Tendetela Jian Mio, Zumba Chuigin, Tenja Anzer Suri.
Oh.
Jumatop Zedegala, Mazotape. Tonang Tambu Tonanji Letigala, Tonan left Gijudigala, well, Nasani Nangin Beck, Keva Champochigin Dodge, choosing his subject Caligagore. Jasun and Jemmy and Big Jasun and take Nimasum Nimanisumula, choose a Mambo Caligang and the Geneta Namian want to sone. Tindi Ching Midela Keke on Maris. She did somebody shooting as in Chegores. Che Majuchene. You two Gores.
Also.
The Kundan.
Okay. So again, in regards to how, how we should, just when we enter into a pledge, how we need to set it. If we draw on water, what's going to happen when the waves come? Then the waves just wash it away. What if we take a stick and we draw in the sand? A big wind comes and gone away is that picture. But if we etch it into stone, it is set in stone. That means it's not going to be erased. It is really set and it is very firm. And an important part of creating this firm resolve is that we have to see why negative mental states are wrong. We have to see why, see it as something it's really bad for us. We have to really see how it hurts us, or we won't work to do the things that we need to do to get rid of them. We have to see, this really hurts me. This negative mental state, this hurts me. And that's really important because we have to see it like that. We have to see that it really does hurt us. And that when it comes to virtuous activities, sometimes virtuous activities are difficult for us. They present their own difficulties, and they're not always easy to do. And there's some difficulty when it comes to trying to stay on the right path. And so what happens is sometimes, or often we procrastinate. We wake up and we think, we know that it's not, going to be necessarily, doesn't feel like it's going to be an easy thing to do. So we procrastinate it and say, oh, maybe tomorrow. Or, oh, maybe when I'm feeling more in the mood, when the mood hits me, I don't really feel like it today. And then we put it off. Or maybe we practice for a little while and then we don't practice again. But actually we need to practice in a very continual and fluid way, just like an unbroken stream of water in a flowing river, a river that never stops. It's constantly engaged in the work of flowing, and we should do the same. And Kundang Rinpoche also has said, and I can explain Geshe La's explanation. I don't have the exact quote, but if he gives us the Tibetan, we could probably work on an exact quote. But it is, for example, there are two individuals. There's one individual who thinks, oh, I really want to be recognized and gain great renown. I want people to know that I'm a great master, I'm a great practitioner, and I really know the scriptures. And they work really hard, maybe for 20 days or a period of time, and they work really hard because they want to get renowned. And then there's another person who actually just feels like working for 3 days or practicing for 3 days, and then they're off track again. We don't want to be like either one of these individuals, someone who puts a lot of effort into it but then doesn't practice again, or someone who just does it every few days, every 3 days here and there. We want to be like an unbroken stream of river with constant practice. Dirube Geshe La.
Yeah. Oda dire ta top jiba de kimru semke tengi toblabre. Kimru da semke cheade.
Tengi tobe.
Tengi top jiba de tengi tobe. Ta tengi top de kimru semke cheade res. Kimru cheada semke chea. Tela ten sewa karzana ngaranzo dikpa sayade roa jidela ma semjene theni dikpachi isagore. Semjela tunjung kese nyan tenijene semjele theni dikpachi isagore. Konjola matepa konjo ge kortopa konjola nipe tenijene dikpachi isagora. Konjola mogupa ya konjola o teni dipa saya ge jide ya konjola theni dikpachi isa semjele theni dikpachi isagore. Jaza Kimru chene konjola tene sabe dipa de tayada.
Kyamdo
digi chosumle tene sabe dipa tayada. Yani semkene semjele tene sabe dipa taya. Kanche mazu risona sal tene langudoa. Kang le risi sal tene ya langwa najin kang dipa sabe jitela tene shapa cheade. This
Lasso. So then we come to the fourth of the four powers, and the fourth is the power of support, or the power of reliance, because we need to have a power of reliance. So first, if we backtrack a little bit and look upon what bases are there that we commit non-virtue. We commit non-virtue towards sentient beings. They're actually the basis of our non-virtue. We denigrate them, we put them down, we hurt them, there's some infraction against them. So it's towards our actions and thoughts and speech towards sentient beings that we collect negativity, that we engage in the 10 non-virtues. And also in some cases it's to the 3 jewels. We don't regard them. We don't respect them. We denigrate the three jewels, one of either the Buddha, the Dharma, or the Sangha. And so those are the two main categories upon which we can engage in one of these non-virtuous deeds. And so it's said that the power of reliance or support that we now need to rely, the power of support that we need to rely on are going for refuge and are generating the mind of bodhicitta, our altruistic wish towards sentient beings. And so when we are going to refuge in the three jewels, then this purifies all of the negativities that we have committed towards the three jewels, such as putting them down, not trusting, not believing. And then when we generate bodhicitta, the altruistic attitude towards for the benefit of sentient beings, this purifies all of our negativities, our 10 non-virtues that we have committed towards the towards all various sentient beings. So just as when we fall on the ground, we use the ground itself, that which we have fallen to rely on to pick ourselves back up. And in the same way, the objects actually that we have committed our non-virtuous acts to, we actually use them to rely on to then set ourselves straight again, set ourselves right.
Topji Radu Chana Tendis Reswa. When it Topji that Vipata Matate, that Topji Nimbo Topji Tsang Masala Shira Rale the Ores. Ketchmuchagores.
So these four powers become very, very, very important, because when we have all of them, all four complete, this is the way for us to admit and confess our wrongdoings, and in this way we can then purify them. And so for that reason, they're very, very important.
Ta nganazo gidi karechina pena gawa jimbatama son cha jabaina jimbatana namingi dibuchi ngongore zapen dibuzi chi ngongore dibuchi yore zapen dibu zande jimbatana jimbatan zapen dibu pena nganazo tanda pena tanda ngazo america kuriyu de ngazo longche gorwa de longche de ngazo dapu kyo ngama sonam sane di zande de yore namin zede jimbatana longche chembo yode jimbe namingi dibure longche chembo de
la so yeah mao pala
jimbatana la gabu yongya mi richi jimbatana pe gabu yongdo keso namingi dibure ani yutingi dibuze de yutingi dibuze la hibu chende da hibu nyoa gyutin de cheba gyutin zeri ni yore gyutin de la nyoa gyutin da cheba gyutin.
Okay, di kola yapo dungimento genla
nyoa gyutin de la nyoa gyutin gindibu tate jasho yun
yeah di kola pelcher di
re di jasho de kech kyemido kanje dindigi dibu nganazo mi gidi karechina dibu manda yonga yores pena so jena mi kaji chiba chunjuni sha maga khyungdo kewa ngama ani pe sojo la chita gin zemzen jigin tendi namshi tegi kewa chimadala shazayal miga yadang ani gawa chela gawadang liba chela miga khin teni yongdo oto kewa ngama nyo yutin dibu chade pe misibe yabore oto tendi kanje pento chimbo ara kanje nimbu topji chamagone katuina nimbu topji chamagone gawa che pe misibe ke chimbores
laso okay
dibata da mata de topji chang ma chang la rale res Inanin Gubayong Minion. Then Gubayong the Kundumatona Gubayong Omare, the Indugala, Liu Jipapayu, Liu the Lord Dante Kerso Hagu race.
Okay, then di Namingi Drebu, di Tangpore, then Nipa?
Namingi Dibu, Zapin Dibu.
Lock with Drebu.
Oh, that is the other. That is Hakumar Tajash, Tejas degree.
Okay.
They got Masun degree.
Okay. So,
Kanji Mazu Dipata, the Mazate, Tobji Tangmansan La Race.
yeah.
Tobji Tangwachin, Shapachabenan, Dipo Mata, Sige Koreomare, the Miswek Chimuchadi.
And so, whether we have a tendency towards virtue or non-virtue actually is the experience of the full ripened effect of our former actions in former lives. So, for example, the fact, so let's say when it comes to the virtuous deed of being generous. So right now, for example, in this life, if one is now experiencing having all their needs met, maybe being someone of means, and with some wealth and possessions, they're enjoying them in this life. This is the fully ripened effect of a former life's generosity. And then, so as far as the different kinds of ripening of our karmas ripen in different ways. There's the full ripened effect. There's the environmental effect that is ripened. And there's also, for example, if you enjoy virtue and actually find non-virtuous action repelling or repulsive, this is also a karmic result from a former life. So there are different karmic results. Some of them have to do with our situation. Some of them have to do with our tendencies, our karmic tendencies towards different actions and so forth. And so anyways, what's important to know about purifying karma, and now we're talking about purifying negative karmic action, is it completely relies on whether or not we have regretted these misdeeds, whether we have regretted and used the four powers to purify them, and especially having that the regret for having done them. So again, really seeing why they're, identifying how our negative mental states lead us on into actions, words, and thoughts that create and collect negative karma. And so if you back to chapter 4 in The Way of the Bodhisattva on the chapter on conscientiousness, please reread that again, because it will help you to again identify with what's happening in your mind, and acknowledging that it's something that is not helpful, and it something that we need to work to be free of. But to sum it all up, whether we can purify or not purify our negative karma depends on this confession through the four powers.
Yeah, that 주제 나단 제가 줘서 그런지 드린디가 잠자스러워. 다시마 연락 셔마 지들한테 자부비자도 발전 차르고 그랬어. 내가 최대 샤베인 라들 빼미스베게 침버리. 다시 수인한테 야보래 되디 자부비자도 가서 뒤지고지.
Okay. And so now we're going to stop there for today because it's already 5:30 and we've made it through this chapter or this branch and we still have the remaining branches to do. We will pick up next with rejoicing. But this, so maybe we can meet again on Thursday and continue, Geshe says. But this one that we've gone through today is actually one of primary importance, really significant branch. But we'll finish there for today. So we have time maybe for 1 or 2 questions.
Hey, Barb asked a really good question in the chat. Barb, would you bring that question up, please?
Okay, I forgot to put it on. It's now on. I see it.
So, yeah, you got it, Diane? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm reading, yeah. Regarding the power for soul. Okay, could you give me, would this not be a time?
Yeah, sometimes.
Give me an example.
All right, so I'll give you my personal example. I normally like to go out and help and support people, and I've been asked to stay in because of my age, okay? So it's a real, I have been working with that probably for the last month with myself, but you know, it, and I think Geshe has talked about this, not necessarily today, but other times, about how we need to reevaluate oftentimes what we've done in the past, and it's pretty much dependent upon where we are now, not where we were before, or where we will be in the future, but coming back to kind of being in right now, right here, right present, you know. Does that support what I'm asking? And I know it's, you know, we were talking about the negative ideas, but you might be doing something that was positive yesterday, and if you continue doing it, it may not be positive today. Because
so we have to look at it because it could be negative karma. Is that what you're saying?
Right, yeah.
Okay.
And it could not be beneficial for others and yourself, so. It's very subtle. It's not so clear oftentimes, I guess is what I want to say.
Hena ani Geshe la ani de la sam ani gewa dang mi gewa la ani tanda ani kare gewa ani yimpate ani tenden mare kare ani migewa yimpate la tenden mare kangin sana ngoma ani na yana chilola ani drona ani mishandak la ropa chaya di gewat sigiore yana yang tensang ani ngoma yana mishandala ani pengiore yana yang tengsangi pena neyam tako ani yope gidutso dela kongsola ani nerpa yonge yang sigire chetsang ngoma gewa yimpade tengsangi megewa cha sigiore chetsang ngacho deko la yang samlo tangore dematse tanda nga det slogengo yutsang ani nga nangla de gore marbe
tere mbare isirwa chumdende sunga gacha da kopal tagi chegore tachi tu ndi yagare laya yomare tanda ngaranzu ni chilolan dewa dang nalon deni deba ina susu nalon deba susu sungkyop chire chida susu sungkyop re nipa rangi nazade jenla mengoe ki pento chi yore jenla mangoe te pento re jenla mangoe pento drowa ti ni pencha de yore nalon de te so machipo samdang ye yomare jenla mangoe de ngazo dus chen deba ina jenla mangoe te pento chambu cha de yore ngazo kanga dus ruru chen de na kaji shela to dhum de bu yore de nasan de la pe lumba na be dije nimdi mizan be name de cabin gayorwa.
아니 루루 체서는
Ruru jena kaje shela dumdevare.
루루
Ruru
체서는
jena nyamdo zombia.
냠도
Nyamdo zombia. Nyamdo zombala ta tuchudar babe nyamdo zombala manzom ne pento che yenza di kranzo seminar la DJ yo mares de jimpen chadiores. Nang zuya de jimpen chayores.
So just like you say, Barb, yes, that's so very true. And actually at the time of the Buddha said that actually you have to continually examine the situation at hand. You have to constantly be looking at what the nature of the current situation is. Because actually what you're doing now by staying in has two aspects. Number one, you're protecting yourself, you're protecting life. Number two, you're not infecting others. So actually in both cases, these are positive and virtuous things. You're protecting yourself and you're protecting others in your society, in your population, in your community. But what's important way to focus your mind is that it's not just about yourself. I'm going to stay in for myself. But if you think about I'm staying in for the purpose of others to benefit this modern current situation that we find ourselves in, that's very important. Because, usually we would go out and we would get together and we would gather together at times, but we're being told not to do that. We're being told that actually is a very dangerous thing to do because infection will increase and we can infect people also. So at this time, the virtuous thing to do is stay in. So staying in and staying away from people is virtuous action. Actually, we talk about the mind that wishes to benefit others or the altruistic mind. Staying in right now is the altruistic mind. And so we stay in, but we need to remember that we're doing it for the purpose of benefit and we're doing it for the purpose of others. So yes, just...
마세베 결합기 팀다 망갈래 야보여레스. 결합기 팀게 치료를 맡은서 숨거라. 결합다 나대기. 제가 수수 룽베 수수 결합기 다 아주 자주 두고 나론 준대바데. 팀지 숨거래. 아주 팀갈지가 말이 치료로이나 결합 팀다 갈래. 결합을 gem갈지 바데 야보 말와. 띵아주 최단 tunguare gelkapre timdan tunguare susulan sukyobra rejenlan sukyobra dili agachi karago udo samtangashena peyaborwa.
So also, we have laws that we need to abide by. We have both national laws and state laws. We have federal and state mandates right now. We're being mandated to stay inside and do certain things and not do certain things. And so, if we don't listen to those mandates, then we'll be breaking the law. We'll be doing something that at this time is illegal. It's against the law. And so when we talk about disciplined conduct, we need to have disciplined conduct in regards to the Dharma and disciplined conduct in regards to following the law, to the things that take care of ourselves, to the things that take care of others and the greater good of humanity. Actually, we have to observe discipline in all of these ways. And so if during this time of shelter in place, we can remember all this, that we are actually observing good conduct, we're observing the law for the greater benefit, then this is also brings, kind of a very powerful aspiration to what we're doing.
pe yalkap la jepsi tu kuye yalkap ko krat kuye sanen desayna yalkap semna kangal chung yore ani rangi kale jepse khampa de chuse ni sebji pe chata ra gor tele aga se kar ko to
Chuse ogonda.
rangi kale jepne nyesha kyo best khampa ji yorwa ti chuse ni sebji chata pe chata gor ta tat yu long che gorwa ti yabu do
Nangla.
nangde ta chata ji pe chata gorwa
Pena?
ngama
Pechu.
oh 맞아 롱치 걸어 롱치 걸어
Kare longchu.
낭데 낭데는 추정 있습진 대야라 걸어
Hola so.
아마 이난 냐야 집으로 마다 젠다 빼지 땅 두고 말아 다 차상 땅 두고 와 빼 덴디 삼당이나 나는 대야다 강을요 말해 아 내낭데 나라 빼지 땅기에 선데이나 결합기 팀 구르게 선데이나 강을요 말해 때마다 니 가를 전에 뒤에 마주 빼갈래요. 삼루트는 스탄 거래. 삼루트는 기로 놓트가지고 와래. 되니 강할려 말해.
So the way we look at this
대바다 추순 누구 왔다. 되니 삼루트는 대 이나 나를 주대. 대 추순 누구 와래.
추수로.
오.
And so now we find ourselves all isolated in. Actually, we're mandated to not be out together. And we can look at this one of two ways. And one way will drive us crazy and we'll have cabin fever and it will present a lot of problems for us. If we think that, oh gosh, look what the state is saying, I can't do this and I've got to stay in and I'm not allowed to do that. If we think like this is going to just really bug us. We're going to get cabin fever and we're going to have bad feelings about the government and it's not going to be pleasant. Or we can look at it the other way and say, oh, wow, awesome. Before I was only able to be home at night or when I could sleep. And other than that, I didn't get to hang out in my house. I didn't get to have a good time and enjoy all the things I have in my house. Now look, I have 24 hours a day. Pretty great. So, when we transform our thinking towards that second way, this is like having our, mind turn toward the path of Dharma. Our mind, we're now taking this as a Dharma practice.
당가서 텐데 라보chen 데이디가라 다 삼는 데던 라보레 수지시나 뱀미스베 야보레스 semla troik period pe misibe kechimurta semdal troik ke matubina tini kangalyore dego kanjila eni pe pusuto boche eni sem pusuto eni kangal thegire tini gunchi gyo mare semla troik pobakke gore pe yabore ti kangalone 도난체로 제스텔 뱀미시베 야니안도 그선 준주기 준디구 리우 커들로 트라이케도 순도 뽑아케도 어디서 야니안도로 배잘로 삼루땅 배잘로 삼루땅 취소 간디사하고 부선하고 말해.
Actually, now we find ourselves in the situation, similar to all of the Kagyu, like many Kagyu masters of the past, who would actually go into dark retreat, who would go into several years. The windows would all be covered. They would be isolated inside doing retreat. Somebody would only pass their, food through like an opening in the door or the window, pass their food. That way they would stay secluded in isolation for years doing practice. And so, with really, wonderful results. And so now, we're kind of in the same situation. And we can look at it that way. And we can actually, take it as, not as a challenge, but as, wow, this is really great. Look what an opportunity I have. So otherwise, if we really look at it like we're being deprived or we're being oppressed, we can become very rigid in our mind, and really it can cause us great trouble. We could really be resistant to this. Rather than being rigid and resistant, we should be accepting. And not only accepting, we should find inspiration, and be courageous. And Geshe says that he would like to encourage you all to go back to the chapter on diligence within the way of the Bodhisattva, because there were so many verses that we can look back there and read on ways to get inspired, how to get inspired and motivated and really just kind of pumped up about something. So go back and read those verses. Read and then reflect and read some more and reflect some more and put that into practice. I really, really, really encourage you, Geshe says, to please spend your time to do that, to make the best of this time.
아니 뭐하체다 몰람체다 배미스바 개침보리 데보테게달라 몰람 많이 중간데 많이 이루는데 대소에니 치외람레 동알마요다 아니 네파테서 심제 네파 징예파 뉴르네 살기 뇌는 엄마는 동알게서 컨버셔세 순순여래 심제 네파 징예파 어다 때는지 야니 양도 배 즉 몰람 게데 네바테서 뉴르드 넬레트로야 아니 진도마다 아니 tomba tuje친다 아니 전대 멜라단 텐딜라 소아테네 베테서 멘수야단 텐디 몰람 게데 베미스베 케침브레스
gonda 드라마당 멘라당
템베다부 tomba tuje친
톤파투
tomba tuje친 tomba 템베다부 tomba
오케이
tomba 시케투바
올라서
테즈라 소아테베 베미스베 케침브레스와 men lamdun men zuya tene molam gaya misib kechimud was tanga america chajana min bumni mazin zu charuda nepa debo ene be tonra tu la su to chumi kunji mena me te bulje ne molam dai chik soate te molam gap tegela ene pe ngosung sungi dungal miya te tene molam gaya ta kechimud wa
카리폴 추메폴
양라텐데 불데
추메폴 몰랑갸 And so also as we're staying home, it's important that we dedicate the roots of our virtue and dedicate when we engage in dedication, then we're taking suffering and using it as a dharma path, using it as a beneficial way of bringing it to a path of dharma. Just like in that earlier verse from earlier today, that when I'm happy, may this the happiness I'm experiencing be as vast as a limitless sky, and may it reach all sentient beings. And when I'm suffering, may this suffering be like taking on the suffering of all, may I experiencing this suffering in place of all sentient beings, and may this suffering dry up the ocean of diverse sufferings. We should constantly actually think about our own and others' suffering, dedicating it in a way that is beneficial, like as in that aspiration prayer. And then we can dedicate to Tara and to the medicine Buddha, and the blessings of the medicine Buddha and Tara and the power, the great powerful Buddha Shakyamuni. We can supplicate them. We can supplicate them so that their blessings may be a great medicine for those that are suffering within this pandemic. At current time, we have more than 200,000 people, positive cases, people affected by this pandemic, and 10,000 approaching or more that have died, more than 10,000 that have succumbed to this virus. And so for the purpose of all of them, we should make butter lamp offerings and aspiration prayers that they're for their benefit at this time.
야, 다 그러면 종은 주수체가 라수치 위해서 양콘스 탄체요.
Okay, so probably we'll finish here because probably everyone is getting tired. So we'll finish here for today.
야, 너무야 못지르서라.
And so now let's offer an excellent dedication.
강리라웨 고라웨 진감데 펜다데 몰린종웨네 제레지원 텐진갸소 샤베시데 버도 생규르치 잠불바웨 칠트라 겜보 군도 잠보 테안테진데 테다 군게시소달로 그완디다 삼제라동 뜻숨샤베 야와탐 강라 초동아 바당 다생게 싸원디고 zambo chuchiratung waragi.
In the land encircled by snow-white mountains, the source of all happiness and benefit flows in your person. Shenrezig Tenzin Gyamso remain until samsara ends. Just as the Bodhisattva Manjushri attained omniscience and Samantabhadra too, so now I dedicate these merits to train and follow in their footsteps. As all the victorious Buddhas of the past, present, and future praise dedication as supreme, so now I too dedicate these sources of my merit for all beings to perfect good actions.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
두지체.